Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So reports are flooding in that Meghan and Harry have failed to change their image out in the USA, or should I say improve their image out in the United States of America. Allegedly, American citizens, if you are listening, and you can correct me on this and tell me whether it's true or not, but allegedly American citizens and British citizens are complaining about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's entitlement issues and the way in which they are leading their extremely privileged lives. So apparently they still have a poor public image. They are still struggling to build up their likability, and it doesn't seem as though the complaints will be going away anytime soon. It doesn't seem as though they will be getting away from the negative public persona that they themselves created as a couple. So this article starts out with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may not have gained much sympathy over their struggles with their new US life, a royal expert has claimed. This is an Express publication, and he goes on to say the Duke and Duchess of Sussex left the UK to seek financial freedom away from the royal family last year. They have rarely spoken about their transition as they built a new life with their son Archie in California. Media reports from sources and friends of the couple have given a glimpse into their luxurious lifestyle, including the biography Finding Freedom, which involved interviews with people close to the couple. But royal expert Daniela Elsa said the couple may not build a positive new image for themselves in the United States if their sources talk too much about their extravagant life during the ongoing COVID pandemic, which we know has already happened. We know that they flashed the cash straight away. They were name dropping also straight away. They went straight to Tyler Perry's mansion. They have the likes of Oprah promoting Meghan Markle's latest latte investment, and they have been very unfiltered with their usage of private jets, and they have not explicitly said that they will not be using private jets. So they haven't really made much of an effort to hold back and reel it in and show some consideration for those who are suffering, who are poor, who are struggling to feed their children right now because they are out of work due to this awful pandemic. They haven't reeled it in any way, shape or form. They've been quite bold and proud and boastful of their newfound wealth and success. They also let it rip that they signed this 100 million, or should I say 140 million pound Netflix deal, the 30 million pound Spotify deal, which has been estimated, but they've been quite bold about that. They've been very unfiltered and neglectful of their duty to those who they're meant to be representing, those who are poor, those who are struggling to find work and employment, etc., etc. Of course, they would not have turned it around. So I'm going to continue on here. This week, the UK passed the grim and horrifying milestone of more than 100,000 lives lost to the pandemic. While in the USA, 425,000 people have unfortunately lost their lives to the virus. Meanwhile, unemployment and food scarcity have skyrocketed. Against this backdrop, their complaints of having to move between various mansions, 3 of which are in the $20 million price range, hardly qualifies as a hardship worthy of an outpouring of sympathy, especially when the concerned party has a spiffy, luxurious country house of their own back in Windsor. Just because they wanted out as frontline members of the royal family didn't mean they had to beetle off to North America. Miss Elsa used the couple's biography Finding Freedom as an example of how even positive promotion may not have helped matters. In the book, authors Omid Scooby and Caroline Durand wrote, for Meghan, the challenges of enjoying motherhood while being constantly uprooted have been difficult. Over the past year, the family have lived in 4 homes from Windsor to Vancouver for almost 6 months. then a speedy relocation to friend Tyler Perry's Hollywood Hills property to beat the pandemic travel ban in March before laying more permanent roots at their 9-bedroom home in Montecito near Santa Barbara. Let me pause here and stress the fact that it is not Harry and Meghan themselves saying this, and therefore we must take these quotes with a polished salt mine worth of the stuff. But that does not change the fact that these quotes do not help the Sussex cause or image a jot. Just what the Duke and Duchess surely do not need right now is some self-appointed mate having what reads like an entitled whinge on their behalf when all they are trying to do is get their new charity and businesses up and running. With friends like these, who needs enemies? So what they are basically saying is that the whining that was omitted in Omid Scooby's Finding Freedom book, which we know was really co-written by Meghan and Harry. Meghan is an avid reader and an avid writer, so she definitely did have a hand in supporting the production of that book, and I think she probably wrote a fair chunk of it herself. She let rip that being privileged was oh so stressful for her, in spite of the fact that we are going through a global pandemic. It was all in bad taste, and they haven't really stopped. They have continued to moan and groan and sue various media publications and outlets to get their own way. So it continues on here. She added, other members of the royal family have not been not immune from making media blunders, which is true. Everyone messes up, but Meghan and Harry have messed up 101 million times. She went on to say, often when it comes to the press, they can be their own worst enemy. Exhibit A in 1994, when Prince Charles thought that admitting to adultery on TV was a savvy move to win the Wales media war. Exhibit B, the Queen's decision to let cameras into Buckingham Palace for the disastrous 1969 documentary Royal Family. Exhibit C, every time Prince Philip opens his mouth near a live microphone. It comes after a fly-on-the-wall documentary about the royal family from 1969, which had been hidden for 50 years, resurfaced in full on the internet before swiftly being removed last week. Royal fans were able to view the entire 105-minute BBC documentary on YouTube for the first time since it was withdrawn from use in the early 1970s. The programme offered the first insight into the domestic life of the Windsors, showing the Queen and her family enjoying a picnic at Balmoral, where the Duke of Edinburgh cooked sausages on a barbecue. Other footage captured a bare-chested Prince of Wales water skiing and the Queen buying a young Prince Edward an ice cream with money from her own purse, before declaring, "This disgusting gooey mess is going to be in the car, isn't it?" YouTube said the leaked film had been removed. A Buckingham Palace spokesman declined to comment. So of course they've had their disastrous media blunders, but in none of the texts that I just read did they expose lack of gratitude, whining, moaning, and the utmost disrespect for the foundation of how we receive our news. The media publications, the media outlets, the newspapers, British journalism. Yes, everybody can at points in their life make a tit of themselves in public, but to consistently score very high in doing that definitely goes to Harry and Meghan. They should receive the ultimate trophy for humiliating themselves and publicly embarrassing themselves and everyone else associated with them in a disastrous public light. And someone else has said on this article, Americans are so over the culture of celebrity, woke Hollywood and pro athletes and garden variety assorted busybodies. Americans are not interested in propping up depressing Harry and his show pony. She's got the energy-sucking McMansion, his bank account, his kid, and Oprah's cell phone number. She is set. He's been played. We all saw it coming. Americans respect the Queen, will get up early and watch William and the Duchess of Sussex when it's their time for their coronation, and we hope that Harry and Show Pony are nowhere to be found that day, which is how we all feel. We hope that they really are not there. Someone else has said, who is going to feel sorry for this pair of leeches? Most of us are suffering during this year of the plague, while their problem is if their extensive lawns are green enough and if their nannies stay with them. Who really, when you come to think of it, would want to work for that woman? Well, I know that I feel fortunately blessed to not have to work for someone like Meghan, because I believe it would be hell on earth. That's the end of the article. It's the end of this video. I'll be back with another one. Tell me what you think. Bye guys.